Hello, welcome to FountainFX on Thursday the 11th of September 2014. Today is the 13th anniversary of the bombings of the Twin Towers when the planes flew into them, and it's just apt that we are also looking at the financial markets, and that despite terrorist activities the world does continue to run, and it doesn't stop or give in to these kind of activities. So just as we're remembering the American lives that were lost on that day, we can also look at the US dollar against the Japanese yen. And the reason I'm looking at this is that sometimes just simple ways of trading. When I first started to learn how to trade, I had to be a hero. I had to find the most unique trades out there, and invariably I was constantly whipsawed backwards and forwards. Look for the easiest trades possible. Okay, and wait for the conditions to set up in your favor. So what we're doing here, the reason I'm looking at the US dollar yen, because it's pretty obvious it's in an uptrend at the moment. It's broken out. We are looking on the daily chart here. If we go to the weekly or the monthly chart, in fact we go to the monthly chart, we can see that price is pushing up here. Pulled down, it's pushed up, it's pushing into a new high area. It's broken above this previous high here. It's been in very much a long since July of 2012. So the US dollar is very much gaining strength against the yen. So the opportunity is, let's see where we can place a buy order, a good buy order. Now, based on that, we've chosen our direction. Now we want to see where we can buy based on weakness. We go back to the daily chart, and we can see that there's probably just a doji forming there. I have got a trend line on there, but if we look previously, there was sideways movement here. I ran a trend line, break of the trend line, gave a very nice entry. Price did come back down into it, but it didn't break below it. So from a swing or a position trade, to have bought at this point here and place a stop below there, you would be in a very nice trade, and you would have bought around about the 101, let's say the 102, just to err on the conservative side. You'd have bought the 102. We're currently just below the 107. So if you look at that, that's 500 points worth of profit. Yeah, 500 pips. So $5,000. That's since beginning, almost like the beginning of August. So 6 weeks, easy trade. Take your profit. Thank you very much. At the same time, it did push out of this area, pushed up, broke, created new highs, and then pulled back. Break of that again gave us another entry point, and that was just above the 102, around about the 102.30, and it's pushed all the way up since then. So we've had two very nice entry points to take this long. If I get rid of these now, let's just see where we're at today. If we go down to the 4 hour, I want to see what's happening. We're getting a pullback. I have placed a trend line on there, and look, it's very nice. It's pulled back quite aggressively into this low, and it's now starting to turn. So let's go down into the 15-minute and see what we can see there. Are we going to get a break of this particular trend line? I've been quite conservative in it. I've just run it from the top of the bodies here to here. So really I want to see the break of this. This could just be a pullback to continue in this downtrend. If we look at what's actually happened this afternoon, so this morning, we had the European Open push the price further up. Then we had a nice double top formation here with the MACD falling, and price has now turned and collapsed. Now the MACD has pushed down quite heavily. It's now starting to pull back up, but we want to wait and see if there's a break of this to continue in the uptrend. That is where the big picture momentum is going, and that's really what we want to look for. Now, it's not to say that you can't take a reversal trade, and here we did have the setup at around about 2:30 today, and a sell just as this broke below this particular low. If it broke below the neckline, if we really say worst case, we sold at the low of this candlestick, then we sold at 107.04, and price came all the way down to 106.70. Okay, so that would have been a 34 point gain. Not a bad trade at all. You can certainly do quite well off that. So this particular candlestick at the moment is forming. It's still pushing down. We did have a big reversal candlestick here, so it does show that there's a potential for this to just be a temporary pullback in the uptrend. So we're coming down into where price was at 3 o'clock this morning. So the Asian session drove price up, pulled it back, sold off a bit as they took profit, waiting for the European session to open, and that then rallied from there. So now we're really just looking for the break here. When that happens, great, we're back into the long term, but we need to wait for that confirmation that this is really where price is going to stop and it's going to turn and go higher. And that's really it from FountainFX. Hope that's going to help you in terms of your trading. Happy trading and plenty of profit. Thank you and good night. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.